Okay. Regular meeting, open session, February 11th. I have one thing on the second page again, under item 2, review FY09 anticipated revenue. The revision reflects the anticipated Chapter 70 funding of $600,000. It should say an additional $600,000.
Chapter 70 funding.
Right. Correct? And then that's all I have.
Move to approve as amended minutes of February 11th, 2008. Oh, no, wait, sorry.
yeah.
Another amendment on page 3, it's just the numbering under 2E1
Oh, yeah.
correspondence.
It says 000.
000.
Okay.
So,
So motion to approve and seconded.
Move to approve as amended.
All those in favor?
yes,
Yeah.
I did.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Mrs. Vanetti is returning from abstention. Executive session from February 11th, 2008. I had no changes on that.
What number?
February 11th, 2008. I had no changes. Anybody else? No motion approved?
Motion to approve. I can't second it, I wasn't there.
Oh, she wasn't there.
Abstain. You can still vote.
No, she can't. She's.
I can't, well, I can't
She
vote
was
that
there.
everything's correct.
I'll
Yeah.
second it.
Motion by Mrs. Baca, seconded by Mr. Jerby for the executive session February 11th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions?
Abstain.
Mrs. Davis. And then finally, March 3rd, there's a misspelling of the person's last name. I have it,
The-
I'll fix it.
The
Okay.
additional person?
yes,
Okay.
I have the correct spelling.
Okay.
Just one.
So can we have an approval of those executive session minutes? As amended? A motion, I should say.
Yes.
Motion by Mrs. Baca, second.
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Derby. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Yes.
What was the person's name?
We'll get it.
Well,
Give it to you
Davey
afterwards.
It's an
will.
unusual spell.
yes.
I didn't get copies of the minutes.
Budget update, Carl? None?
None today?
Staffing, David? Nothing?
Be able to read my notes.
No.
Bids and donations?
Working.
Nothing? Subcommittee updates?
I had the
Choose
report of the school start time
Okay.
committee is done. There's a typo in it, but I'm leaving it in because I made 50 copies. So you are now the superintendent of school.
Superintendent.
That's right.
Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo.
And you're running a spelling bee.
I was the superintendent.
Okay, so what is our next step there with the,
I guess just, pass it out at the next meeting and.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to read it or do, or just.
Oh, if it's
PowerPoint.
I think
I
you
did a
should-
PowerPoint the first time.
I think you should
want me to
summarize, so at our
show it
next
today?
meeting, you should summarize that report.
Summarize the findings of the report
Yes.
of the committee.
Okay.
Have we got a proposed new policy?
No.
No.
Do we have the money for a proposed new policy?
I don't know.
Of the subcommittee updates, we did have an athletic subcommittee meeting where we talked about the athletic handbook that's being prepared by Mr. Johnson. We talked with Rita Mullen and John Norton about the artificial turf, the turf field. Is that that?
I thought I had one.
The turf field, we talked about that, and I think the next steps in that are to get a meeting, I think in March, correct, David? A meeting in March for the turf field?
Yes.
And
That should be here before you know.
it's in March. We asked them to come back with we asked them to come back with some sort of report, Dave Johnson and Rita Mullen, to come back with some sort of report at our next athletic subcommittee meeting with maybe some more specific parameters as to what they're looking at. One of the things they're looking at is to try to do this without getting any money from the town, which I think is a very good idea. I don't know how feasible it is, but it's a great idea. And also the location, which Jerry and I strongly,
Yeah, we
Right.
probably look for your support on this, but the location, we think, and this is probably an absolute must as far as our support, would be at the the high school.
At the high school,
Yeah, I thought
yeah.
you were gonna say somewhere else.
No, 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 no.
No, well, they're looking at,
Right.
there's a lot of
How
cooks
do
in
we
the
turn the
kitchen.
Swan Pond property into
But
a giant turf field?
we're looking at the high school location.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. Just
Um,
want to make
The
sure.
changing rooms are.
Right. Also,
wanna
we
make sure.
discussed, we're still in the final stages of the guidelines handbook for, I don't know,
Something.
for
field
maintaining,
maintenance and
field
scheduling.
maintenance and scheduling and all the rules and
Town-
regulations.
town and-
Town and schools working together.
Let me say this, the athletic director has done a really nice job of putting together a handbook
Yeah, he really
for
has.
student athletes that's turning into a small
Yeah.
Policy.
Yeah, it really
manual.
is.
But I mean, it's very, very good. It's, a lot of work has gone into it, and I think it'll be very, very helpful to the student athlete and their families and the coaches and everybody, so.
The
it's
final-
done some good work.
The final issue we had was, and I'll take comments, we discussed freshman sports, and I think it was, basically Jerry and I said, and then Jerry had to leave, that there's no way we're going to include that in any budget proposal this year. We came up, we were talking about some ideas about maybe even adding some additional fees to make the if we added new freshman sports, which we were looking at boys and girls soccer and volleyball, that maybe there could be an additional fee to cover those new sports. It would be about $20,000, I think is what we're looking for, or maybe find other ways to fund it, but there's no way we're gonna take it out of the current budget. So I think we're gonna make some sort of recommendation maybe, because the athletic director said,
Participants.
What's that? Excuse me?
You said the fee.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking possibly,
Right.
we looked at the fees. I mean, if you got 40 participants and if for all of them, it turned out to be a second sport, it'd be an
Right.
extra $100, so it'd be maybe $4,000.
right, yeah,
I know.
Did we
That
add
would be-
the ultimate frisbee as like a club level?
that's a club.
Oh.
That's an
It's an
activity, it's not even a club.
Could we do something like that? I'd rather not
I
do
don't
it
know
at
if we
all.
could.
Because the frisbee team is playing other schools.
Yeah, but I think this if you had freshman sports, I think it would require paid
Referees.
coaches, referees, and things like that. So, I think we're gonna make a recommendation. The athletic director said he needs to know by X date.
Just need to get home, get to bed.
Yes.
You're talking about a turf field at the high school.
Yeah.
And of course, there are suggestions of possibly building a school or something and moving things around. But I would really urge you to at least consider the problem of pedestrians on that access road.
Yes, on it.
Making sure there's room for a sidewalk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. On the
The
access
road-
road coming up by the auditorium.
The road that goes up,
Yeah.
Oh, in between the batch and the high school
Yeah.
properties?
Well, we're going to be parking this, we certainly must be able to school.
okay, I think that was all we discussed.
Well, if you put the turf too far over, there won't be room for a sidewalk.
Oh, you mean along?
No, the other side.
The other side.
The auditorium
Okay.
side.
Right.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, that would be
Right,
considered.
there's no sidewalk there right now, yeah, you're right.
The auditorium side.
Okay,
Yeah.
no problem.
Um, But Dave said that the field and all the amenities will fit in that location.
Right, the track, the
Roy
field.
Condon used to be a little wishy-washy on whether it would all fit.
It will.
But it will fit.
The track, the
The
field,
Will it
shed
fit
will
with the
back
shed?
in
new
the
stands,
Yeah,
new
I think it will.
grandstands, the whole, the
Oh, I
whole
think it
thing.
will.
I think it
Lights.
should,
Yeah,
but it might
It will.
require a slight shift.
It would make it shift down the
But
other
this
way.
is very early stages,
I know.
very early stages,
Now,
and
no longer matters.
Yeah.
obviously, we're gonna support them, especially support the idea of not using town funds
Yep.
if at all
No,
possible.
And the proposal
Do we need
was
an
everything
executive
was
session?
draft.
Any other questions? Any other subcommittee reports, I should say?
We have a youth at risk, but we, huh? We had one, yes, but I can give you my.
We only had one youth.
That
Okay.
sounds like a good idea. I
We'll
second
have to
it.
table the
second that.
report of the youth at risk committee
Yes.
until the next
Oh.
meeting.
You-
No, there was nothing.
And I just wanted to say on administrative report, I know there's no formal report, but we have selected 3 finalists for middle school principal.
Oh, good.
And I will read their names. Tracy Sands. She currently is the interim assistant principal at the Bedford, John Glenn Middle School in Bedford, Mass. And she's been an assistant principal at the high school level down in North Carolina. We have Mr. John O'Shea, AUCHER, and he is the current Don Fauché visited last week, and Gil Furbish will be here tomorrow. We do have a time when parents can come in and meet, and the school committee, if you like, can meet the candidates. Meet the candidate from 3:15 to 3:45 in the middle school. That's open to any parent. And I hope by the end of the week that I'm meeting with the committee actually tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to either decide whether we're going to go out and visit all three, or perhaps one or two, and make, come to the next step.
It's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
I've met the two candidates so far.
None of the
Okay,
schools
right.
is very far away, so
Right.
there's no, visit as many as you want, there's no.
Yeah.
Time is an issue too.
It's gonna be difficult to choose.
Okay. Our next meeting is March 24th, and then town meeting April 7th, April 9th.
We are going to schedule a meeting on the 25th of March, and it will be
Executive session.
Oh,
Okay.
okay, session March 24th and the 25th.
Will that be at 7 o'clock?
Yes.
I think we can guess what that's about.
That's a Tuesday.
Any other issues? Motion.
Okay, I believe we have a Paris negotiation meeting on the 19th, is that right?
Oh, just you.
Yeah.
Any other issues?
Motion adjourned.
Second?
All in favor?
Thank you.